Today wasn't the best of days. I spent the night, or I've been feeling like work has been like pulling a sledge since 2010. Work has given me limited pleasure. 2010, we had a good thing going on with Interresting. We were kind of their trusted consultants and they liked us, but then, as it always goes, Interresting decided to outsource their IT department to a company called Accenture, which then resulted in them treating all the small partners like rubbish. And we actually had I hadn't worked with him in a capacity where I would be beneath him or a subordinate to him before this particular instance. And I think during my lifetime I've had a couple of encounters with narcissistic people that are completely ruthless to people around them, have no care, and this was my first encounter to a person like this in a work environment. I've met one narcissistic person in Christian circles, and the results are horrible. The same applies for the guy at work. But anyway, my point, I was making a point. I tend to drift off like that. The point being that I haven't had, after that, every single kind of career choice or thing that I've kind of wanted for it to be somehow a move forward to get me out of this daily grind. I enjoy doing it, but when it happens with a knife at your throat, it isn't so pleasurable. Well, today I now got information that the customer is cutting back on the project, and we should reduce our involvement by 30%. Which is not a good thing, given that, well, we don't know what's going to happen with open text and is there going to be any future developments, but there's a high probability that they won't do much with Documentum, and we're out of the job soon. So that's one thing that's causing me to feel anxious. The other thing is related to my illness. I had a very bad night last night. Our youngest, Elisa, decided it was after 12 anyway, decided that vomiting her meal would be a good idea. Not only that, but walking around the apartment while doing it. So there was vomit in 3 places upstairs, and she had just, apparently she had had a hefty meal, because there was lots of it, and I spent nearly an hour cleaning it up. It was on the walls, and you know, all the skirt boards. The vomit installed itself in there. Oh man, horrible. And then when you do that for some time, you start to feel like everything smells like vomit. It's just your hands, and when you go to bed later on, I washed my hands obviously with soap and stuff like that, but still you think that there's this, and you're kind of on the edge or verge of vomiting yourself, and then you have this, oh man, mental sensation in your head. But yeah, 2 things that are causing me anxiety. And anxiety, or not anxiety, anxiety is a strong word, but what do you call it? Let's say, on the work front, I think since 2010, I would say, it has been very unpleasant. I would really like to jump on board something where I would maybe feel a bit more appreciated. And well, the good thing for today is I got to do XML programming, and I reminded myself, because normally I leave quite promptly 4:30, because how would I say, the work that I'm doing, I can do it, but it's not this kind of very challenge, or it doesn't, I don't take enjoyment in it, whereas this XML stuff, it halfway was pleasurable to me. So now it's already 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 1800. And I could have stayed longer, but then I know that I think Terhi has the illness now. Remember me talking about buses? That was me passing a bus, because you never know, they might just ram into you. But anyway, now it's shopping time, and then I shall go home. I need to bring some refreshments for my darling wife, who apparently has got something similar than Elisa had last night.
Yksi päivä olin surullinen ja rahaton. Olin saanut potkut töistä, kun tää
Start of the video was a bit gloomy. My anxiety about my work situation was pushing through, and I was praying about it yesterday. I think we prayed with Terhi about it because it's a horrible pressure to live as the sole provider of your family and then have uncertainty about whether you can actually do it, both health wise and then whether you're, what do you call it, you're going to be outsourced, or in this case, because I'm a external consultant, let go and just said thank you very many. Today I got contracts from our current customer and it was 70% the deal. So it was starting from next month I'm going to be working 70% for. I could get by with that fairly easy, but then you need to start thinking about stuff, and so you need to start thinking about stuff and more systematically, or well, I do already, but the strain level increases. And I was praying about this yesterday, and because the truth of the matter is that at the moment, with the products that Documentum has currently, they are a dying breed. There's no two ways about it. They need to come up with something new. And their push for D2, it didn't get picked up by customers. As widely as they hoped for. I know that there was attempts to get D2 working in Finland, but no luck, no such luck. But anyway, now OpenText is supposed to come up with a roadmap that lists what are the future products, and they're talking about a merge between OpenText, XCP, and some WDK based stuff. So it's a weird or a weird mix. But let's see what comes out. But before they have published that, it's pointless in. I mean, there's a limited amount of future there. So, as a surprise, because today I got these minus 30% assignments for our current customer, and then one of the guys at Fleet walked, "Can you come over here and have a word with me?" And I was thinking, oh man, this might go good in this, you know how you are when you're in a situation like that. He called me into the meeting room and said that we have these 3 customers that run on WDK based applications, and this is like way back, these applications. And these are, for example, the customers that should have picked up D2, but because D2 isn't quite what they desired, then they have not chosen. So now 70% of current customer and then 30% of maintenance work for 3 customers. So they'll get 10% each. Not a lot. And yeah, at least it relieved a certain amount of pressure. But let's see where it goes. But I wanted to record this because I was so in despair in the start portion of this video, how doom and gloom my work is. WDK stuff, it's like, it is it comes naturally. Whereas the current thing that I'm doing, it has been quite hard, or let's say it isn't pleasurable. And then the current client that we're working on, which is XCP, I have some reason, I've always had a I apologize already at this point for the bad sound quality on the start portion of this take. I had forgotten to put my mic anywhere. This is missing. I'm not going to explain them all together. I'm trying to make this happen. But anyway, this might be, it's not, you know, it's not a long-term solution, but there might be something in there in the long run. And these again, they're customers that I need to be supotettu. There's this, it's not the highest or the largest security clearance that you get, it's the normal one, but 2 of these customers require that. And they're government customers. So, why not? And goes to prove that praying is a good idea. You get answers quicker than you ever hoped for. Jesus Christ is King.
Raavin mistä käärin edes yhden setelin.